Welcome back to Lonesome Acre Homestead. Today we have a lot going on. My husband is at work, and that means the things that have to be done today are going to fall on me. Totally fun. But we do have some planning for this spring that I'm going to start working on. I kind of woke up in like a rejuvenated mood where I was like, you know what? I've got a lot of stuff that I would like to get done. Does that mean I'm getting everything done? No, but we are going to give it our best shot. So the first thing that we are going to do is, well, it sounds like I'm gonna let my goats out because they are not having it. And if you can hear our pigs too. I'm gonna try to get this fire pit going that we have right here. We have a few brush piles that really need to either be wood chipped or burnt down and put into wood ash for the garden. I would like wood chips, but these have been sitting here quite some time now, and I'm ready to get them out of the way, especially since it's getting really close to having to mow the lawn soon. So let's get these animals out and let them venture, and I will try to get this fire started. Goats are out. I actually have to move my vehicle on the other side of our gate because as of right now, that's our turkey. As of right now, our front and backyard is not separated. So Gimli, our male Nigerian dwarf goat, he has gotten to the point to where he really likes to jump on top of my car, and I cannot stand it. And I know that's a risk you take when you have goats, so I just make amends and I move my vehicle outside of the property. Here you see our compost, which is the reason why it looks terrible and junky, because there's compost and tools and all those things in there. We have our goat pen. My husband was fixing to make a beautiful goat house for them before he broke his leg. So that is going to definitely be #1 project as soon as he is able to. But for now, little dog houses totally work. But let's try to get a fire started. Okay, you can't see it, but I do have a small fire started in the bottom. I'm not trying to do anything massive because I'm going to be walking around doing some yard work. The kids are inside for the moment because it's still early in the morning. I'm just trying to get this going so that way I can kind of add to it throughout the day, but not create anything too large. So that is where we are going to start. So we have a portion of our fencing here that is just destroyed here at the bottom. I don't know if you can see that very well. The reason why it is destroyed is because my 11-year-old lab really likes to scratch his back on this fencing. So he kind of caved this portion in. So I'm going to end up running a new little section of fence right here, as well as probably adding another like smaller T-post to kind of reinforce this little side right here. And hopefully that works. My husband did put up this fence. I have not done it before, but we're gonna give it a shot. Absolutely perfect. So I got that removed. Again, I've never done anything with fencing before besides watching my husband. He's like, here, hold this, and I feel like the little kid with the flashlight, you know, like shaking. No, he's not terrible as far as that goes, but it does give me those memories of trying to help my dad where I'm like, oh gosh, am I doing this right? I'm sure everybody's felt like that, especially in this moment, like trying to do something when you have no idea what you're doing. I feel like homesteading in a nutshell is that kid with the flashlight. You're just trying to figure it out and hope you don't mess it up. So I am going to actually try to find our post hole digger and then go ahead and add another T-post to this before I grab the fencing. You go, Dad. So in between working on this very small section of fence, I'm trying to cut down some of these brush piles that we have. What we have here is a small one right here. We have a larger one right there, and then another one right here. I'm gonna try to work on these two smaller piles today and get at least the smallest one burnt up while replacing the fence, and just kind of go from there, see how much we get done. If it's not everything I want to get done, it's totally fine. There's always another day, no big deal. So as I take the intermissions the intermissions of working on these things at the same time, I'm just kind of watching that fire, making sure nothing gets out of hand. It isn't a burn pit, but it is a little bit windy today. Sorry, we've got two mama goats that are really close. I think they're at least really close. I'm ready to go, and I cannot wait for these baby goats. We've never had baby goats before, or at least given birth on our property. It's really exciting. We're not keeping them, but they'll be fun for a bit. So my idea here is that I'm going to secure it here, wrap it some, and then run it down just a bit. I'm going to secure it and then probably secure it again on this side. Maybe create it a little bit so it's not as fragile right there in the corner. So we will just see how that goes. Women's work gloves, because look how terrible that looks. I actually have skin coming through. Okay, so we have this portion of our fencing back up. One thing I did notice as I was rolling this, after I'd already secured this end, is that this welded wire is shorter, probably about a foot shorter than the rest of the welded wire that we have, which is not terrible, because probably right here at the entrance, which is what I'm replacing right here, I'm going to put something to like house all of our tools. So actually now I will be able to kind of just reach over and grab something if I need it, or to put it back instead of having to walk in and out through the garden gate, because we've been clearing all of this over here. That's what all this brush is from. So it's not the end of the world, you know. It's just not. One thing I did notice as I was scouring our shed is that these clips right here that we use to hold the T-posts on, I'm pretty sure they're in my husband's truck, and he's at work, and he will be for till tomorrow morning. So I'm gonna try to figure something out to at least hold this temporarily until I can get this up. And kind of what my plan here is this piece of welded wire right here. I am just going to kind of cut off of it, just use little nippers, and kind of secure it to each T-post until I can get those clamps and that tool, which I can't remember what it's called. When I called my husband, I called it the twirly whirly tool. And that got a good chuckle out of him because I can't remember what it's called, but he knows what I'm talking about. So to me, that tells me I'm not entirely wrong on what it's called. But I'm sure it's not the twirly whirly tool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this old piece of welded wire. I'm going to cut the bad off of it and use it to as wire pieces to connect these two, because I am going to take the good portion of this welded wire and probably use it as some sort of trellis in the garden, so it's not just trash. But I will cut off the bad, use it to secure, and then call that good, at least for today, until I can get the proper tools that I need. So we've got some pieces that I pulled off of that. Again, this is just a temporary solution to this problem. And Daisy, hey girl. She's probably wanting to know why I am blocking off her entrance to my garden. The shenanigans never stop, y'all. Never, ever stop. Hey, Bonnie. Big pregnant mama. Well, the other day I only got like 2 eggs, and I was like, oh God, that's, it's fine. We've been getting like 9 a day. Really? Gimli? Anyways, I was trying to figure out, I had looked around the yard and stuff, and I was like, maybe they laid them somewhere, and then I never found anything, so I was like, oh, no big deal. So I was just putting some tools up, and this is what I found. Y'all, really? Let's see more. I think it's just those 2 areas. Okay, so it looks like we're going to be doing some float testing to see if these are good or not. Hold on. So here we just have tools like just kind of thrown everywhere. And this is just an issue that we have like every season. It just kind of got left out here, and we're just gonna see what we can do. Okay, I think this is gonna work. Hello. So what I've done is I took this half a pallet. We got some sticks out here that we were going to burn, and we still have plenty to burn. But what I did is I cut it in half. There you go, big girl. And then I took my clippers and made it pointed at the end, so it would kind of just like stake in. So just like a homemade steak, and I used a mallet just to kind of pound that in. And so I am going to completely do that. Just a few more in here just to kind of give this some sort of structure. So this works. It is a simple and easy solution. I've seen a lot of people do this. I've seen it on Pinterest, things like that, but I've never done it. And I surely never would have imagined I'd be doing this with sticks. But it works. I'm happy with it. It cost me absolutely $0. Usually costs $0 to be somewhat creative. So I'm happy with that. on to the next project.